You never quite know what you're going to see down at the boat ramp, but one thing you probably can expect to see is going to be the Googans down there putting in that work, just like some of the things we're going to witness in this week's episode of Googans of the Week. There really is a lot to unpack in this one. As we can see, they're definitely not all the way up on the trailer, but it also appears like they're having a trim issue, but there is definitely a lot going on for this Googan. Now sometimes when Googan moves are being made, it's a little harder to spot. You really gotta wait for your sign, kinda like this situation here. What do you think just happened? The good news is you can kind of tell by the scrambled pace, our guy knows something's wrong and he's got to get it fixed. As we're about to see here is he's going to go ahead and pull out. Now the bilge pump turned off for a moment. That just means it's flowing out faster than the water's coming in, but as you can tell, they forgot to do something. Now this really is a hard one to knock any Googan on because the reality is we've all been this Googan at some point if you've been boating. Just about all of us, at some point in time, have forgotten to put that drain plug in. It's just a matter of how fast we remembered we forgot to do it, as to whether things really went wrong or not. And speaking of how long we let things go, our next Googan shows you that if you don't warn somebody in front of you that something's wrong, things can get out of hand quickly.
There it goes. Ready?
Now initially I thought you guys probably should have warned him something was wrong, maybe gave him a horn honk to give him a heads up, but the reality is when you really listen, you can hear our guy's flashes are on, which makes me think he was intentionally falling behind this guy because they knew there was an issue. Now hopefully somebody intentionally follows our next guy with a life jacket or maybe a ring toss. Now somebody's got some explaining to do on this one. How did this happen? Did somebody get out of the car and not put it in park? And it was still on and it just idled forward? I'm just really baffled by how you get this far down for things to go this wrong in this one. It doesn't appear that there's anybody in the car because I don't see anybody trying to get out. I don't really see brake lights on of any kind, which tells me that the car is just possibly in drive and somebody forgot to put it in park. And all of a sudden, the next thing we know, it's found its way down onto the dock and, well, now into the water. Now, while our last one might be a rare one, this one's not rare at all. To see the Googans out there hooning it up with the best of them on the jet skis. When the Googans get behind the helm of one of these, you already know either fun or something crazy is about to go down. Now somebody's got to let me know who's the actual Googan in this one. Right here you can see, well, what looks like an inflatable unicorn or something out in the water with a kid on it. Somehow, a kid was floating on the beach on one of these, the wind and current grabbed him and actually sucked them miles out to sea. Fortunately, this ferry saw him and was able to come over and rescue him. Now, of course, this situation with some people out on the tube's a different case scenario. I don't know that there's really a Googan in this one. The captain's just pulling, and for whatever reason, the fish want to get a ride as well. I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but it definitely wasn't.
it. He's going for it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Why did they just do that? Why did they do that? They just broke their boat.
Sometimes, even when the Googans are at work, they can be the life of the party.
There's a boat in the road. What the hell? Ain't no water nearby.
I mean, apparently, even sometimes when you put it on the water, you find yourself in a spot where there's no water nearby.
Puta que pariu, menino. Tudo culpa de Fabinho, bicho. Aí.
I mean, every time I'm on a beach vacation, I look at these things and they look like so much fun, but if there was a surf break like this, there's no way in the world you're getting me out on it.
There ain't no way. Dumbbell was going to be enough to keep their boat secure.
This is just a hunch that this one's insurance lightning and they were actually, yes, hoping that dumbbell was not going to be enough to hold. And speaking of insurance lightning, that's one of the number one comments we get anytime we see a yacht in a situation like this. They're like, how does this happen? Well, unfortunately, it does happen from time to time, but of course, they are expensive mistakes. Now, you don't have to have an expensive boat to have things go wrong. Sometimes you just have to have an expensive house on the water to have things go wrong. Kind of like our guy here, who wound up getting caught in a hurricane as they were building his house. But as you can see, the water came up and, well, wound up coming into the house. Fortunately, he had the kayak lying around and was able to use it to keep himself out of the water while the storm came through. Thanks for watching, crew. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Googans of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit us up at Broncos Guru at Facebook or Instagram and let us know, and you might see your stories over here. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button.